We are in a next weather alert. Heavy rain, strong winds, possible mudslides. Tonight, the ingredients are there for a powerful and destructive fall storm.
Now, this is a live look at radar right now. You can see the rain is starting to come in from the north, and it won't be long before it really starts to come down.
We have complete team coverage tonight. Wait and Nicole Comstock show us how people in the Eaton and Palisades burn areas are bracing for rain.
But let's begin with Dani. She has been tracking just how the system would develop for days now. And Dani, we're here. When is the rain coming?
Yeah, I know. Pat Ruberti, it's coming in just a couple of hours. And the thing is, what makes this a little bit more dangerous is that it all happens, the heaviest stuff, it's overnight when a lot of us are going to sleep. And that's why we are dedicated to making sure that you know before going to bed tonight what you're waking up to. We want to make sure you're prepared. And speaking of those burn scars, there is concerns as these showers move through, potentially thunderstorms, that we reach those thresholds that we do see flash flooding and potentially debris flow. So let's jump right to it. I want to show you where the rain's at right now. Okay, so it's just to the north of us, Bay Area. We've seen flash flood warnings. We've seen flood advisories. That's a taste of what's coming here in Southern California. Now we're starting to see light rain moving through San Luis Obispo County. So let's talk about what this looks like and the timing of that going into the next several hours. A next weather alert in effect, and look at what happens once we get to midnight. Rain, heavy rain moving into Ventura County. We'll continue to time this out for you hour by hour, and how much rain you could see in your neighborhood. That's next.
Okay, Dani, thank you.
Evacuation warnings are up tonight for most of the major burn scars.
And our team coverage continues now with a look at the Palisades and Malibu fires. And CBS LA's Tom Wait is live in Malibu, where he spoke with residents and business owners about how they're preparing. Tom.
And you can just imagine, Pat and Ruberti, how people are feeling tonight. It's been basically 9 months or so since this horrible fire burned through here. Then there were storms, and there's rebuilding, now more storms again. People are usually worried right now about fire weather. In any case, here we are, right? This is a serious situation. The mayor tonight saying that the state is teaming up with the LAFD to make sure there are swift water rescue teams around and ready to go. And there's also dozers and other teams out there to conduct other rescues if need be. They are taking this very seriously. The tarps are out on PCH, the storm prep drill Angelinos are all too familiar with. But this time it's happening a bit earlier than usual, and the danger is real. The massive burn scar from the Palisades is less than a year old.
Enough comes down, if it's 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rain, it could be.
Sebastian Franklin lives in Malibu.
People should just, if they're in areas that are, susceptible, low-lying, a driveway could come in, sandbag, take care of your stuff, and get out of Dodge. Yeah, hope for the best.
This is what it looked like last February on PCH after storms barreled through barely a month after the devastating fires. The iconic Duke's restaurant, which was just starting to reopen, was flooded with mud and debris and remains closed. PCH was a mess too. And then there was this. A firefighter parked in an SUV along PCH was swept into the ocean. Miraculously, he was fine and able to walk out of the vehicle on his own. It's scenes like this that LA County officials are trying to prevent as the season's first big storm rolls in.
Storm season is kind of like our Super Bowl. We're preparing year round to make sure that residents and their homes are safe. So our reservoirs, debris basins, channels, those are all prepared well in advance of October 15, which is the start of our storm season.
Roxy Jensen owns a boutique a stone's throw from Duke's along PCH. February storms flooded her business too.
We had been talking, then a little nervous, but because what it happens it was no control. It just come like a big wave full of mud. Everybody's doing a little bit of their part, and hopefully that works when we work as a community.
Like countless business owners in the area, it's been a challenge to stay afloat in the wake of the fires. Jensen is hoping their extra precautions will avoid a repeat of what happened in February.
When it rains, it just goes down all here. Yeah. And the last time it covers Dukes, it covered our neighbor completely in mud, like this high of mud. But hopefully it's not going to be like that. Hopefully it's more control.
And what a sweet lady. She really just wants to stay in business. She's had that shop for 15 years here. The good news is we drove through many of the neighborhoods in the Palisades where the fire tore through the areas. Lots of people have not come back, even where there are houses that are still standing. So it seems that a lot of people are taking this very seriously. Whether or not they're actually living there, it's unclear. But a lot of people just not in some of the areas that could be really dangerous if you do have those mud and debris flows. So that is some good news there. I think people are just, they don't want to take any chances. Reporting live here in Malibu, I'm Tom Wait, CBS LA.
Probably best. Thanks so much, Tom. Well, another burn scar. Where there's major concern tonight is the Eaton fire burn scar.
Evacuation warnings are in place for many Altadena and Sierra Madre residents. Our Nicole Comstock continues our live team coverage from Sierra Madre tonight. Nicole.
Yeah, people in Altadena and Sierra Madre know that mud flow tends to follow these massive wildfires, and so they're taking these warnings really seriously tonight. But LA County tonight said they're actually anticipating some form of evacuation orders to develop throughout the evening, and if those are issued, they say up to 400 households could be under those evacuation orders, most of them in those high-risk fire areas. Randy St. Aubin has been through this before, building a plywood mud barrier in front of his home in Sierra Madre. His street at the base of the Mount Wilson Trail was inundated with mud back in February's storm, a month after the Eaton fire burned through part of Sierra Madre Canyon.
Because we're prepared for it, it takes a lot of the worry away. If the mud flow is higher than 5 feet, then we have a problem.
The same canyon is under an evacuation warning for tonight's rain, which could be the strongest storm in October in a decade.
We are the only house that's been declared unlivable within 100 feet of all the burn structures.
Derek Sample has to set up sandbags at a home his family can't even live in yet. He says he's still battling his insurance company for remediation of toxic chemicals from the fire.
I'm not really sure what to expect tonight. I'm just trying to play it safe. They're saying anywhere from 3 to 4 inches, and that's a lot for one night.
We flew every debris basin above the Eaton fire burn zone Monday afternoon, from Rubio Wash in Altadena to Bailey Canyon in Sierra Madre. No debris in any of them. LA County Public Works says they've cleared them all out ahead of the storm, removing 654,000 cubic yards of sediment from the Eaton Wash Reservoir. People in Altadena also spent the morning filling sandbags to protect their properties in the Eaton burn scar.
So the way my property is, I have to put sandbags near the back of the house to redirect the water. Otherwise, it's going to come flowing into the house.
LA County says this storm may be stronger than initially anticipated and bring potentially life-threatening flooding and mud flow to recent burn areas. They're urging people to be ready to go at a moment's notice. St. Aubin says he's staying up overnight to keep an eye on the storm.
Yeah. The dog will go to sleep, but we won't.
And of course, it's important to keep in mind that conditions could change rapidly during a storm like this. And once there's already active mud flow on a street, it's probably too dangerous for rescue crews to go in and try to get people out of their homes at that point, which is why they say it's so important for people to go as soon as they get those evacuation orders. It's just much safer for everyone. Reporting live in Sierra Madre, Nicole Comstock, CBS LA.